Okay, do you mind? Did you need to access my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, wonderful. My apologies for this issue. I apologize greatly. I'm from the University of New Mexico. We're located in the southwest region of the United States in the Rocky Mountain community called Albuquerque, which is just under 1 million people. The university was founded in 1889. It has up to 28,000 students who attend. There are students at the bachelor's, master's, and PhD level. The University of New Mexico is the primary university. It's a research university. It's the main university for the state of New Mexico, not to be confused with the country of Mexico. The state of New Mexico is one of the 50 United States, located between Texas and California in the Rocky Mountain region of the U.S. So the university is the principal university for this state. There are just under 29,000 currently. We have 1,500 who are from international locations. They come to them from 99 foreign countries. Half classes have fewer than 20 students. The most popular majors are in business, education, and engineering. However, we have over 215 academic programs. There are majors in education, arts and sciences, health sciences, law, a full of programs. These are the colleges and schools available. So the larger university is divided into small colleges and schools. We have the School of Management, which is where the students who are studying business attend. The School of Architecture, which focuses on urban planning, general architecture, town design, historical preservation. The College of Arts and Sciences is one of the larger colleges. That is where all of the physical and social sciences are located. So programs such as chemistry, physics, biochemistry, social sciences such as history, humanities, those are all located in the College of Arts and Sciences. College of Education focuses on teacher education as well as education of administrators in schools of education. The School of Engineering is quite popular with our international students. They offer programs of the bachelor's, master's, and PhD in engineering, a full range of engineering programs. The University of New Mexico receives a lot of funding from the federal government and from private industry for engineering research. So this program in the School of Engineering, you'll see that many of the programs are highly ranked because they do receive a lot of good funding. Many of the programs are ranked in the top 100 in the US. The College of Fine Arts is where the general fine arts are located. So film, photography, painting, sculpture, general fine arts are located in there. They also have some very strong resources and support. College of Nursing, as you might imagine, supports the education of future nurses as well as nurses who are looking to gain advanced degrees. They have bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs in that area. In addition, we also have a medical school, a law school to train future lawyers, and a college of pharmacy. This is the only university in our state that has these types of schools on campus. Here's a picture of our library. It's one of the reading rooms in the library. The campus is a large campus, sits on over 200 acres. There are over 215 academic degree programs. The university is a public university, meaning that it's supported by the state and the taxpayers of the state of New Mexico. We have many programs that are highly ranked. The film and digital media program has received a lot of attention recently because our state has become a popular location for the filming of movies. There are a lot of Hollywood films that are produced and filmed in our state. So you'll see some of the rankings here. Currently, there are 5 programs that are ranked in the top 10. We have many programs that are ranked in the top 100 in the US, which is important for some students. Here's some information that is important for students coming from abroad. We have a designated global education office, which houses the Office of International Admissions, Student Support Services, English language study for students who need to improve their English language. They also sponsor study abroad. So current UNM students, including students who are international, can study abroad for a semester or 2 or a few weeks. We have over 90 agreements abroad to do that. Tutoring services, career services. What career services does is they support you to seek jobs and to prepare you for job interviews, your letters, your resumes. They assist students with all of those types of things. All university students shuttle them, you also get free access of the city bus system. So you can use the public transportation for free within the city. The university has 7 libraries. We have internet access throughout the campus. We have many different clubs and organizations, 100 clubs, which is called the World Student Alliance, and that is for international students. If you are an undergraduate, this is some information that's important for you. We do not require the SAT or ACT. However, if you took the SAT or ACT, we can take those in lieu of the TOEFL or the IELTS. For international students, we typically do require the TOEFL or the IELTS exam, and you'll see what the scores are here. For an undergraduate, it's a 68 TOEFL. For a graduate, for an undergraduate IELTS, it would be a 6.0. We do have an admission staff here that can calculate your GPA record. So we look at what your high school record was, and typically want to see a US equivalent of about a 2.5. That might be a little confusing, but essentially we want to see your mark sheets for your high school education if you're applying as an undergraduate student. For a graduate student, the TOEFL requirements are a little bit higher. It would be a 79 on the internet-based test. For the IELTS, it's a 6.5. The GRE exam, this can vary. This depends on the program. Most graduate programs do require the GRE, so it's important to know if your program is requiring that, and we can assist you with that if you decide to apply to this university. There's a website that lists all of the admissions requirements for all the graduate programs, so that could be helpful for you. Here's some general information about the application process. Our application is located online. There's an application fee. For undergraduates, it's $50 US. For graduate, it's $70 US. That goes to the departments for processing, as well as to the International Admissions Office. We do want to receive your official test results, so TOEFL, IELTS, or ACT, SAT if you took those as an undergraduate, as well as the GRE for many graduate programs. We do need to receive your official transcript if you apply as an undergraduate. If you're a graduate student, you can submit copies of your transcripts online into your online application, and then we will want to see the official record if you decide to come to UNM. If you're admitted, offered admission, and you choose to enroll, at that point, we will definitely need to receive the official transcripts. But just to receive the admissions review, you can just submit it online. You can upload it as a scanned document into your application. The deadlines for admission are typically May 1st for the fall semester or October 1st for the spring semester. For the fall this year, we are taking applications until June 15th for undergraduates. For a graduate or postgraduate student, it really depends on your department. Each academic program has a different set of deadlines, so it's important to know what those are. Are there any questions at this point? I'm happy to pause. I was just going through a little bit quickly, but if there's any questions, I'll be to answer them about this process, how it works at the University of New Mexico or other institutions. There are some similarities in the US, but there are also some differences.
I think you can go ahead and then we can take the questions in the end of the webinar.
Okay. Tuition and fees, this is important for an undergraduate student. Our biggest scholarship here at the University of New Mexico is called the Amigo Scholarship. It's a word that means friend, so it's a Spanish word, means friend. So this is the cost of an undergraduate education for this year without the Amigo Scholarship, and these are in US dollars. So if you do not receive the Amigo Scholarship, the tuition and fees for 1 year are approximately 22,000 US dollars. The rest of these costs are estimated costs. This is what a student would need to demonstrate to the US government in finances for 1 year as part of their student visa requirement. And this is for a student who receives no scholarship support from the university or I suppose even outside the university. So this is what the total cost of attendance would be for a student who receives no scholarship support if they're paying the entire undergraduate tuition cost. This is what the tuition cost is for a student, for a graduate student, pardon me. This is for a postgraduate student who does not receive any scholarship or support. So the total cost of attendance for a postgraduate student is approximately 17,000 US dollars for just tuition and fees, and making a total cost of attendance about 32,000. So these are the costs without a scholarship. So for an undergraduate, it's about 37,000. For a graduate, it's about 32,000. Now, if an undergraduate student receives the Amigo Scholarship, the tuition comes down significantly. The Amigo Scholarship is our largest scholarship. It'll bring your tuition and fees down to about $7,000 US. So instead of paying $22,000, you pay $7,000. Essentially, what the Amigo is it gives you our in-state tuition rate. So it removes the cost of a non-resident student. So as a public institution, the residents of the state pay a local tuition rate, which is about $7,000. If a student is able to receive the Amigo Scholarship, they pay that same rate. So it's a big reduction. And so you see here the difference between those two costs. And that is for a graduate student who receives the Amigo Scholarship. So here, a graduate student, you see the cost is reduced significantly. Instead of paying about $17,000, they pay just under $6,000 in this current year. So the Amigo Scholarship is the most generous. We do have other scholarships that are a little bit less generous, but can also help reduce the tuition and hopefully affordable for students. Now, for students who are looking for postgraduate programs, it's important to know that there are also assistantships. And an assistantship is essentially funding that can come from the specific academic program, and it is meant to be given in exchange for typically work that a student does. So a graduate student may be engaged in research, and they can receive a research assistantship, or they may assist with teaching for undergraduate courses, and they can receive a teaching or a graduate assistantship. And so the teaching assistantships and research assistantships, those types of support from the specific programs can often pay for the entire tuition. They can be more generous, but it varies from department to department, and sometimes it might depend on the year, depending on what funding the program has. But if you're looking for a postgraduate program in the U.S. That has particularly research, or if you're looking for a graduate doctoral program, you definitely want to ask about an assistantship, because an assistantship might be able to give you very good funding, and it might be able to pay for a lot of your costs. At UNM, the university has the Amigo Scholarship, but specific departments might have assistantships. And that's a conversation that typically begins to happen between the students when they're applying and the departments that they're applying to. So for an undergraduate to receive the Amigo Scholarship, we do not give it to all students who qualify. We have a limited number, but we do have a good number available. They must have the equivalent of a US 3.5 GPA. And they need to be coming in under a student visa status and having not attended UNM before. All undergraduate students are considered for the scholarship, and then we invite those who have qualified to submit an essay, and we send you the essay question, and then a scholarship committee reviews the undergraduates for the scholarship. We begin doing the review typically in February of the year before they're going to enroll. So if a student is planning to enroll in August, we begin the reviews typically in February. Here's just some basic, I guess, more fun information about what's available. As I mentioned earlier, we are located right on the Rocky Mountain Range. We actually have a ski area on the other side of the city, on the other side of the mountain. So we do sponsored ski trips, not necessarily to that ski area, but also to one in the north called Taos. There are social hours, cultural workshops,